Hey, I just wanted to say thank you so much, folks. Once again, you are a terrific audience. We are continuing to grow. Mark McIntyre will give you the statistics in just a moment, but we want to say a special thank you to all of our Patreons and our all the nice, lovely folks throwing money at us as we dance around our intellectual poles. We greatly appreciate it.
Yeah, and I understand from what you sent me prior to going on the air here, what you sent me, that we're getting a lot of great comments on Facebook because I'm no longer on Facebook, but you are, and apparently they love us. They think we're a gay couple for one thing, and they think I'm under drugs. They think I'm taking drugs. They feel sorry for you that I'm under your spell, but they really like the humor. So, Facebook people, how you doing? Glad you're following Alex, and
Are you glad about that? I don't know. There's some pretty weird characters.
We have 2,500 plus downloads on our podcast, over 107 podcasts so far. We're expanding. We just picked up another podcast on Twitter. Has decided to list us, so we're doing that. I didn't even tell you about that, but that's happening today. Anyway. Today we want to talk about something that Alex asked me a question when we signed off last time.
So let me ask it right now. So how in the world do you know, because you say just about everybody who remotely disagrees with you is a Marxist.
A commie.
A communist Marxist, cultural relativist, hates children, postmodernist.
A demo commie.
What if this person doesn't really think of themselves as a Marxist, a cultural Marxist, a communist? They just think of themselves as a nice person, as a liberal person, as a loving person, just gushing with ushy gushy mushy love.
Oh, but stop it! Slobbering.
But if you turn out to be conservative or you believe in only two genders, they'll beat you to a pulp.
Right. Well, I'm glad you raised the question, because I know a lot of our fans and listeners out there are asking themselves the same question. I mean, basically, your question is, can you be an unconscious Marxist? Can you really be a commie without even knowing that you're a commie? And yes, the answer is yes, folks. And here's the reason why. Because of the postmodern school of philosophy and theology that has arisen after the Second World War. Roger Scruton talks about this. Douglas Murray, Jordan Peterson talks about this. Because of this, and we did this whole talk about what beauty is, and in our previous discussion about beauty, we realized that beauty is not being idolized. Classical traditional beauty is not being idolized. Rubens, any of the great Michelangelo, Botticelli, none of these people are being sought after. What's being sought after now are the postmodernist, very depressed people who have been affected by contemporary writings.
So all these college administrators, the people you usually call Marxist, your average government bureaucrat, whatever, they aren't very well versed in Marx.
No, I disagree with you. I disagree with you.
It's not like they're...
No, wait a minute. I disagree with you. I'm going to stop you right there. Really, it's very serious. The Frankfurt School of Postmodernism invaded Yale University English Department in 1957. It then spread to Stanford University English Department, and then it spread all over the country. All of the people you're referring to, college administrators, college faculty, all the depressed, sad, dejected people who are suicidal and dreary individuals who are offended at any word, who are distressed at anybody being modern. They have all been indoctrinated into what's called the Frankfurt School of Postmodernism, which is a direct descendant of Marxism, which is communism, which is why I call them all demo-communists.
Well, not everyone has been that well educated per se.
All they have to do is read Roger Scruton's book, which I have reviewed. I'll put a link into it.
Fools, frauds, and firebrands.
It's the history of cultural Marxism.
That's not what shut up. That's not what I asked. I'm just, the average person that follows AOC and likes her tweets.
Yeah.
The average person that donated to Bernie Sanders' campaign.
Yeah.
the average member of Democrat Socialists of America,
Right.
Those people,
Yeah.
come on, they're not very well educated in, capitalist thought, let alone Marxist thought.
No.
So,
but they're the stormtroopers. They're the stormtroopers for the people who are actually running the show. For the head of the Gestapo and the head of the stormtroopers, the head of the brown shirts. The students who are causing problems, the people who are on Facebook and Twitter are backing AOC and all of her crap. They're not intellectuals. You're absolutely right. I agree with you. They haven't read one word of Marx. They wouldn't know Marx if Marx bit them in the ass. They wouldn't. Okay?
Which he is, kind of.
Right. But their professors, their administrators, have actually programmed them and cultivated them and nurtured them into accepting that the world owes them a living, that everything should be free, that there should be a horizontal authority, no top down, no pyramid authority.
No merit. We should not recognize merit whatsoever.
No merit. That all white people are racist. Anything with a penis is a rapist. All white people are racist. And that people of color, I guess we don't have any color, people of color should rule the world and overthrow and dismantle any white traditional Western Christian society. That's the way it goes, folks. That's just the way it goes.
So one sort of question to kind of wrap it up. It sounds as though broader things you should attribute. You clearly can trace it back to Marx.
Yeah.
Broader things you can't go too broad. Like, for example, tolerance. That can mean a great variety of things. Social justice. That can mean a huge amount of things.
Right.
But there are certain things, certain phenomenons that clearly can be attributed to Marxist thought. Like,
right.
For example, on sex. on sex, or the fact that there's more than two genders. Gender is a spectrum. That's Marxist thought.
Right.
The sort of.
Okay, let me give you the big shift that's happened between my generation and your generation. My generation sought truth. We could disagree about the truth. We could write books and write papers and we could have symposia and colloquia, which we did, and we could disagree publicly. We could have students in the audience actually question us and disagree. That's all gone now. That's all gone. Okay, now what you have, power is the only truth, and this is because of Michael Foucault, mainly Michael Foucault, the postmodern writer, who's a Marxist. Has infected academia. All schools, all government schools are infected with Michael Foucault's power is the only reality. I'll repeat that. Power is the only reality. Truth does not matter. This is why Kavanaugh can be accused and almost executed, almost denied his position, because mere accusation, power, the power to shame and accuse, that now is the only important thing with the Marxist cultural left.
So the lesson of this podcast is really, to be a Marxist, you have to be somebody who pursues power over truth.
Right. And if you don't even know that you're a Marxist but are advocating Marxist, you're a stooge. You're what the Marxists called running dogs and useful idiots. Vladimir Lenin actually talked about the Kerensky social democrats that took over Russia. In Russia, after the Bolsheviki defeated the Tsar, the communists didn't take over immediately. Of course, nobody knows this because they don't teach history anymore. But it was actually the social democrats, like Bernie Sanders. They took over. The Kerensky government took over, right? And what did Lenin say when he was asked by the London Times what he thought of the Kerensky government? You know what he said?
I don't speak Russian.
They are useful idiots. So if you are a Marxist and don't know that you're a Marxist, you are a useful idiot.
But I will say this, there is one way you can know if you're a useful idiot.
What's that?
If you search your heart and see that you really do care more about power than truth.
You nailed it. You nailed it.
Cheers, my dear.